Welcome to Kit's Myths and Mysteries. I'm your host, Kit Crumb. Join me as I present stories of the strange and unexplained, events that have taken place in a world you thought you knew. Today, invisibility. Hang in there with me. We all know what invisibility is. That's when something or someone can't be seen. But what makes our environment visible? Photons bounce from an object to our eye, which sends an image to the brain, and we see. Take a wall, for instance, with you on one side and a chair on the other. If the wall were truly invisible, you'd see the chair. Well, duh, but it's not all that simple. How light is refracted affects visibility. Take two beakers and fill one with water and the other with canola oil. Now put a pencil in each. In both cases, the pencil appears to bend, but slightly more in the oil because the light reflects differently. Fill a Pyrex jar with canola oil and dip a solid glass rod and it will disappear. Why? Because the rod and the oil reflect light at the same speed. To be more dramatic, fill your Pyrex dish with Wesson oil and dip a test tube. You'll be able to see it, but fill the test tube with oil and it vanishes. Okay, enough. How can these home experiments have a practical application? While Star Trek brought the idea of a cloaking device into popular consciousness, the closest we've come has been through the development of stealth technology, the invisibility of radar, which is long wavelength electromagnetic radiation. It might have been the first step, but recent developments in something called metamaterials have extended this even further, bending light around an object and rendering it truly undetectable. Under normal circumstances, when you bombard any material with light of any wavelength, the typical behavior is either absorption or reflection. If the light is absorbed, then the background light and signals will be obscured, alerting you to its presence. In other words, the object won't be transparent. If the light is reflected, any signal you send out will be bounced back to you, illuminating the object and allowing you to observe it directly. While stealth technology minimizes reflectivity, and a true cloaking device would divert the light around an object from all directions so that anyone from any location would simply see the background or background signals, as though the cloaked object weren't there at all. A special multi-layered coating of a substance known as a metamaterial has been developed, enabling electromagnetic radiation to pass freely around an object. This is different from transparency, where light transmits through a material. The structure of metamaterial guides light around an object, sending it off unperturbed in the same direction that it came in. Starting in 2006, the science of transformation optics allowed us to map an electromagnetic field onto a twistable space-like grid. When the grid gets distorted, so does the field, and in the light configuration, an interior object can be completely hidden. By bending and then unbending light by the proper amount, objects can be cloaked to a particular wavelength of light. Yeah, we're getting there, hang in. As of 2016, a 7-layer metamaterial cloak has extended the range from the infrared all the way through the radio portions of the spectrum. Cloaking devices could be just around the corner, but Toyota says no. The company recently acquired a patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Apparatuses and methods for making an object appear transparent. This was a field just 2 years ago. Get this. Seems exciting, especially since it's a car maker working on an invisibility tech or cloaking device. It actually is interesting, but not because it means or is meant to turn Toyota cars invisible. Well, at least, not all of them. The patent describes a cloaking device designed to turn vehicle A-pillars, that's the part of the car that frames the windshield and keeps it from crumbling in an accident, Well, this device would make those so-called pillars invisible, improving road visibility for the driver. Seems ironic that a cloaking device or cloaking technology would improve visibility. Toyota thinks that it's the way to go, especially since these pillars have become rather large following crash safety standards. The wider they are, the more they end up obscuring a driver's vision. So why not make them invisible? It seems easy enough. Just bend the light. And there it is. Invisibility just around the corner on four wheels. This is Kit Crumb. Thanks for listening.